Hello everyone, this is theStC here. I am going to be casting a 1 versus 1. This is going to be game number 2 between the little one and Spanishiwa. Spanishiwa is going to be spawning down here in the bottom right side as the yellow Zerg. The red Terran, his opponent, is going to be the little one. If you did not see game number 1, go backtrace. Go backtrack, go watch that game. Very unique game, and if you're in a hurry, so say you got to be to class on time or something, go watch that one. It's a really short game, and we saw some really unique play there, a very unique build order that I have not seen utilized in that way before, so pretty awesome there. Definitely taking the little one by surprise with that Evo chamber, and you may be scratching your head saying, what are you talking about, Husky? If you haven't seen that game, then definitely go watch it. Anyways, I did not get a chance to talk about both these players because that last game got underway so quickly, but I want to mention this is a best of 7. First one to 4 wins $400, so you can look at it as $100 per win, which is not too bad. And the loser is going to get $100. But all 7 games are played regardless of outcome. The sponsor for this event is Justin TV. Go check them out if you haven't. And I decided to use a sponsorship through them because they are a service that I actually use when I do live stream. I use Justin TV, so I was like, you know what? I can make this fly. And I wanted to help out both these players too, so $400 winner. $100 to the loser. Now, I wanted to talk about both these players. Like I said, the last game was just underway so quickly. Oh, he will get his hatchery there before the STB is able to prevent that from happening. But Spanishiwa is known for a style of play. If you guys haven't watched him on my channel, you will want to do a little research and study the way he plays. It's very unique and very good, and it has been disowned by players like Idra. But Spanishiwa has been having great success with his build orders. And basically what he does is he macros like crazy. Now, I'm not saying he does this every game. Obviously, last game we saw him do a very unique build order that had nothing to do with this. But in general, in most of the games of his that I've cast, in most of the games I've seen, and I think he will attest to this as well, he will go for early expansions, which is what we're seeing right now. Not too uncommon, getting his spawning pool afterwards. But the thing is that he will get his 3rd base very early as well, and he doesn't get gas most of the time. Now, I'm not saying he does this every time, but most of the time he will not get his gas until way later in the game. Now, usually you'll see a Zerg player grab his gas already, start working towards Zergling speed gas, maybe towards his lair or something like that. Instead, what he does is he gets all 4 gas at the exact same time way later in the game. So a couple minutes after that, he's caught up the amount of gas that you would normally have in that, but instead he has more minerals earlier, and he uses that for queens, inject larvae, hatcheries, and drones, which adds up to about 60 to 70 drones extremely early in the game. We'll see if he does that in this game, and you may be wondering, well, how on earth, Husky, does he defend against, it looks like his drone's trying to find any proxy buildings as well. Not a bad choice. And you may be wondering, well, how does he prevent early harassment? How does he deal with Hellions? How does he deal with Banshees and things like that? All these are options that the little one could throw at him. And really, if you think about Zerg, what can you get with just minerals? You can get spine crawlers, you can get spore crawlers, you can get queens and Zerglings. All of which, if used correctly, you can use to deny harassment. So you can get spore crawlers and everything like that. Look at this. Both his queens are going to be spawning right at the same time, so he'll be injecting that larva. No, actually going to be going for a creep tumor. Again, this is how he prevents the early harassment, is he will use these queens to get his creep going extremely early. Look at this. Using both queens, actually, to spread that creep rather than going for inject larva, showing you just his unique playstyle. Now, I don't want to take anything away from the little one because, of course, he is in this game as well, and he is a fan favorite. Now, 2 Zerglings are in the base, probably not going to be able to kill this mule, although if he does, he will be very lucky here. Nope, that Zergling will get taken out. Mules cannot defend themselves. They're basically a baby SCV that can only, you know, get beat up and can't do anything. And you can see Spanishiwa taking a 3rd before the 6-minute mark. Usually a Zerg player takes that around the 10-minute mark. The Zergling is still running around the base, scouting exactly what's going on. And another major thing about what Spanishiwa does is he scouts a lot. And, oh, unfortunately for the little one right here, this supply depot did not finish. He is supply blocked here, so he's not making any workers right now. You can see 3 workers queued here, which unfortunately for Terran players, they do not have Chrono Boost. Now, we do have 2 factories on the way here for the little one, as I'm guessing he wants to use those resources just to kind of warrant the fact that he's not making workers, and so he's going to be doing that right now. Should be throwing down some additional supply depots. You can see 36 out of 54. We do have a 3rd base on the way for the little one. So he has very obviously studied Spanishiwa's style. He wants to stay equal in bases, but it's very difficult to do that with the Zerg player, especially once those inject larvae start rolling. Look at this, 6 drones on the way already, and Spanishiwa injecting his larva right on cue. 1 energy remaining on that queen, so doing it absolutely perfectly. Only 4 energy on that queen, and we do have a baneling nest on the way. The reason he's doing this is because you can roll your banelings in here, blow up this depot, and put on a lot of hurt. Now, this is going to be the older version of the this map, Shakura's Plateau, in that there are destructible debris in the back end of the base, which means you can secure this third base right there. A lot of times you will see a player take this as a third base. You can help guard it a little bit on the high ground, as well as swing your units back and forth. Sometimes you'll see a player take this as their third base for the same reason. But for right now, you can see Spanishiwa is expanding as far away from his opponent as possible. Probably a wise choice. We do have 1 Marine going down. Needs to make sure to keep this Hellion alive, although a misclick there will have that Hellion take some damage, but there is 2 Hellions on the ground now. And you can see 7 drones on the way for Spanishiwa. He doesn't have any sort of defense at all, but if you look at the worker count, 53 drones for Spanishiwa. So even if he loses drones here, not even that big of a deal. We do have his lair on the way right now, and you can see he has all 4 of his gas at the same time with all those drones just going in there, powering up his Vespene gas. The little one will have less workers than he should, which is not good for him, but he is going to be putting on some of this early pressure like I was talking about. May be able to lock down this expansion, but you can see a spine crawler already going to be on the way. The creep spread is phenomenal already, but here comes the Hellions right now. Spanishiwa not completely prepared for this, but he's going to delay as long as he can. He does have 2 banelings on the way, and look at the production tab. He does not have more queued up. I'm sure he will soon, though. You can see he is hovering at around 500 now, 600 minerals, 500 gas, and he's going to be using that into roaches. Not a bad choice. The spine crawler here should be enough to hold this off. Zergling's just going to try and buy some time. Baneling got triple up, does take out 5 of the Marines very early in this harassment. Not how the little one wants this one to go, but he will go for these drones right here. Going to be able to roast away at least 3. Now 5 drones do go down, but look at this, getting queen blocked with this queen. The other queen, that queen will go down, however. Looks like both these drones may survive, but not even that big of a deal for Spanishiwa. Look at this, 50 drones to 42 SCVs. Those 2 last drones do go down, but if we look at the units lost here, this is going to be fairly even once these Marines and Hellions get cleaned up. Although he was able to kill drones, the problem is that he is still way behind just because of Spanishiwa's style of play. Here comes a couple Hellions right now. There is no blue flame on these Hellions. They may be able to be enough, though, to kill a lot of drones. Yes, it is going to do some damage here. Nice control by Spanishiwa, though needs to be careful not to line up his drones. Doing a lot of drone kills now, though. This is exactly what the little one needs to do to keep his position in this game, and he will lose these Hellions, but Hellions have paid for themselves, and these drones, I mean, if he would have killed all these drones, that would have been much better. But again, if we look at the units tab here, he's still ahead, 54 drones to 49 SCVs, and here comes some Marines right now to try and cause some damage, but there is a roach right here to clean this up, so only 1 or 2 drone casualties right there. During that time, the little one has expanded, which, I mean, the worker count is going to favor the Zerg, but the little one will have enough for 3 mules, as he does have the orbital commands. I mean, he has all 3. None of these are planetary fortress, which is a very nice thing about expanding up here. So his income, if we just take a little gander here, is way ahead of the Zerg player just because of those mules. But that is the only way he can stay in this against Spanishiwa. And you can see Spanishiwa just goes for crazy upgrades. He is getting a hive tech at 11 minutes and 40 seconds into a game. Super early there. He does have a Spire on the way, as well as Infestors, and the just all sorts of upgrades going on for his Infestors so that they will have enough for fungal growth right out the gate. We also have a 4th base on the way for Spanishiwa, so he's staying ahead of the little one. The little one continuing to produce workers. If you look at this, he does have 3 SCVs on the way constantly. He has a Banshee as well as vehicle weapons level 1, so maybe going to be going for some siege tanks. Well, he has 3 siege tanks on the way, so obviously going to be going for that, and he should have siege mode already. He does have 2 Thors on the field, so Thors are here, right here at the expansion. And if we look at the army size, the little one is going to be kind of ahead. And so it is 113, but the reason for that is that Spanishiwa goes for so many drones. Look at this, even breaking down these rocks. He is not afraid of the little one right now. I don't know if he's scouted down here, but no, he does see the gas right here because of that watchtower, which is why having these watchtowers is so crucial, as he can see the 2 gas. He knows the little one is probably going to be fully saturated at that location. We do have an Overseer morphing in probably over here. Yes, this is another great thing about Spanishiwa's build, is that he scouts heavily. He's going to see the armory. He sees the upgrade is on the way, and the little one needs to make sure to kill this Overseer, but no, that Overseer is going to get away scotch-free, and needs to make sure not to leave his front door open as well. but it does look like Spanishiwa is going to be busting down these rocks. This is where Spanishiwa's play starts to be getting very scary for the little one, so the little one needs to make sure to push out and do some sort of damage. You can see over here just chilling out over here. Not a lot going on in the main base, but the little one's unit composition is Marine, Thor, Banshee. Don't know if he has any Hellions left in here, but these Banshees will be able to do some damage here. Might want to go just straight for the drones. You can see him just flying over these roaches. No reason to sit there and shoot them when you can instead kill a couple of drones. So these 3 drones are 100% going to die. Goodbye, drones. And there is no Spore Crawler over here, only 1 Banshee, so maybe the little one can cause some damage here. Infester's going to scoot on by here. They are burrowed, so that is invisible to the little one. And what Spanishiwa may do here is some worker harass, but here comes the attack from the little one right now, even setting up bunkers, being very careful here. He wants to make sure not to get overwhelmed by Zerglings and Banelings and things like that. Now, we do have a bunch of Infestors running by. There are 2 Infestors left right here. The little one has no idea about this. We do have some harassment down here, or was that SCVs? Not quite sure what was going on there, but the drones are just now arriving there, so no damage there, but 1 hatchery has been taken out. Now, Infestors are in this mineral line, and soon going to be in this mineral line as well, so he will probably be using that fungal growth, and unless he tries to go for Infested Terrans as well. At the same time, though, he is going to be losing this base right here. That is his 4th base, and that's just because, though, he expanded down here to the bottom center, and we need to watch these Infestors. Once they start fucking around, how many SCVs just got taken out? You can see the scan a little bit late. The little one may not even have enough units down here to kill those off. There goes more fungal growth on these SCVs, and I didn't see exactly how many kills that was, but this Infestor alone has 7 kills. The Infestors right here have 5 and 4, and the Infestors down here, this one has 8, and I don't know if there's another Infestor over here somewhere, but basically just massacring those SCVs. I don't know if the little one realizes just how much he has lost, and now we're at 16 minutes into the game. We do have some Corruptors over here trying to take down the Banshees. 1 Banshee does get taken out, the other one just barely surviving, but the little one was able to do a lot of damage there, and now Infested Terrans to clean up the remainder of these SCVs, forcing the SCVs away, and the Infestors over here have been taken out, but the one right here has not. May launch some Infested Terrans there, but if we look at the units tab, it is going to be 39 workers to 69 workers for the Zerg player. And Spanishiwa showing us some great play here. The little one was able to take out 2 bases, but now the little one is going to be going up against Broodlords as they are marching. I guess you can't really march when you're a Broodlord, but we'll say that they are marching towards the little one. Now the little one's trying to get out some Vikings, and I'm not sure what is going on with this production tab here, but apparently the Viking is not being created, and that means that the Broodlords will go completely unchecked at this expansion here. This is where a lot of SCVs and Marines are, which all these units are completely worthless versus Broodlords. He is going to try and stem and run over here, but the Broodlings just getting completely in the way of that. A little bit of micro there is going to save those. This Infestor up here has not done that much, but the main base is not mining at all. If we look at the income tab, 1,800 to 1,500. The little one's still having some sort of income. Not quite sure. That's probably going to taper off as soon as this expansion gets taken out, and this command center has nowhere to go as well. The SCV is trying to fight Broodlings. Not a good choice, and he has nothing to combat these Broodlords right now, as there was no Vikings and nothing else to basically shoot air. Marine's not going to be doing the trick either, and it looks like Spanishiwa with an 18-minute attack with his Broodlords. He's even healing them with the Queens, bringing the Queens all the way up here. Look at this, a creep highway just so we can run Queens up here to heal out these Broodlords. Phenomenal play. We're only 18 minutes into a game, folks, and he already has Broodlords, Hive Tech, Infestors, and his upgrades are at 2-2. So it's one of those playstyles that if you do not stop them from macroing like crazy, then you are going to be in a lot of trouble. That's exactly what the little one did, but was not able to do enough damage. So right now he is currently down 2-0, only 2 Vikings over here. Now he did have some defense over here, but what good is these siege tanks going to be against Broodlords? And you can see how good these siege tanks are doing as they're all dying simultaneously, even using a last-second fungal growth on these workers just to kill them off. And this one had 12 kills, this one had 6 kills. So this is something we've seen a lot of players do recently, is use Infestors to do worker harass, which is something that is super effective and super freaking good, man. So already amazing games here. Currently 2-0 in Spanishiwa's favor, but again, all 7 games are going to be played regardless of the outcome. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Once again, big thanks to Justin TV, $400 to the winner, $100 to the loser. So I'll see you guys next time.